Hey everyone, welcome back to Poppy Seed Mini. Today we'll be making some beautiful do-it-yourself miniature desserts. Alright, before we start we need to talk a little bit about the craft foam. So this is a regular thickness of craft foam, and this is a color set that I got from Hobby Lobby. It had an amazing assortment of colors, so I really recommend this one. This is the dollar store foam, and I'd like to show you here. It's super thin compared to regular craft foam. So it has it's like half the thickness of an original foam piece. And then this piece here is like double the thickness. So this is like 1/4 of an inch thick. So these are the different thicknesses I'm going to be using in the video, and I wanted you to understand that before we get going. I also created a printable for today's video because I wanted us to have lots of options for things to decorate our desserts with. To make these little extras, I just cut one side out and I just glue it down to a piece of the thinner dollar store foam. Once it's dry, you can just cut it out. Then you're going to take another slice and glue it on the other side. If you see any white paper on the edges, just clip it off when it's done drying. The first dessert I want to make today is something similar to this one we got from the RE MENT set. So I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch strip of the thick 1/4 of an inch foam, 2 strips of this tan tone, and 1 strip of a thin white for the top frosting. Next, I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue to glue all these strips together. I'm going to use the tan for our bottom, and it's supposed to be like a sponge cake. And then you'll glue the next sponge cake layer on top of that. Now this is my thick white layer. And then glue the thin white strip to the top, like so. Now this all needs to dry before we start slicing it into cake pieces. Once it's done drying, I use my X-Acto knife to slice it, and it might take a little time to saw through all the layers. You'll get your nice little cake slice. I cut these into 3/8 inch pieces. Now the best part, let's decorate these. The first thing I'm going to do is glue some strawberry slices to the side of my cake on top of the cream layer. And the last thing I'm going to do is glue a strawberry slice and a mint leaf on top. To make the mint leaves, you're going to cut out the printable and fold it in half in the center so that the top leaf and the bottom of the leaf are on opposite sides. Glue that together using a glue stick. Once it's dry, you'll just cut out each individual leaf. And you can just press your fingernail into it to crease it in the center and give it some shape, like so. Here's a quick comparison on mine versus RE MENT. They're both pretty cute. All right, let's make a chocolate dessert next. I have a dark chocolate, and this is kind of like a chocolate mousse color. So again, I'm going to cut 1/2-inch strips of each. I'm also going to cut each strip in half. First, glue on the dark chocolate layer, then the light chocolate, then another dark chocolate, and then the last light chocolate layer. Like so. If you get extra glue on your foam, make sure to wipe it off, or it will leave a shiny residue on the edges. I'm going to cut it 5/8 long. But then I'm going to cut it in half, so 1/4 of an inch. So we end up with long, skinny slices. Next, I take a brown pen, and I just kind of want some crisscross marks across the top. That look like chocolate. Take the decorative topper for my chocolate dessert. I'm just gonna punch a round piece out of the dark chocolate. Then, in the center of it, I'm gonna put a tiny slit, and then I'll insert one of my little chocolate designs from my printable. So I just cut out some, and then I can fold them in half, just like I did with the mint leaves. And I'll glue those together. You can use a scissors to cut out the square chocolates, or the round chocolates can be punched out with a hole punch. Like so. To glue it on, I'm going to use my clear school glue, and I'm just going to put it across the whole top to kind of give it a glossy top. A glossy finish on the top. And then I'm gonna want this at an angle, like so. And there's another one. Oh, aren't they cute? This is the one I was trying to get them to look like. This is from the rements that we opened the other day. To make a key lime dessert, I pick out a brown for the crust, a white cream, a lime green, and a slightly darker green for the top. And I'll glue those together. Make sure not to put too much glue on. I was getting way too much glue on the first couple I made. Cut a 1/2-inch slice out of your strip. And then I'm going to cut that slice in half to create 2 triangle desserts. To decorate the top, I'm going to glue on 2 slices of lime. One going across and one standing up. I made the limes just like the strawberries. Like so. For the last one, I really want to make a round one. So I am going to use my leather punches to punch out the foam. This leather punch comes from this kit here, which I purchased on Amazon. And of course, I'll have the link in the description box below. The hammer was not included. You'll also need a craft mat This is one I purchased at the dollar store. And I'm actually doing this on the back side of the mat because the punches cut in quite a bit to your mat and they can destroy your mat. You also want to make sure that you cut all the way around. We need a crust layer. And we might as well add some white for some cream. Once your circles are all cut out, glue them together. Oops. Haha. Sticky. Doesn't that look cool? For these last desserts, I'm adding a glaze on top, which is made of acrylic paint and clear glue. And then I'm going to add a mixture of orange slices, dragon fruit, and kiwi. Here's a quick note. The oranges, lemons, limes, passion fruit, and kiwi can all be punched out with a 3/8 inch punch. There is one extra step when I make the dragon fruit slices. I cut them out with my hole punch. Glue it down to white foam. Once you've cut it out, flip it over and glue on the other side. Then I take some pink acrylic paint and paint the edges. That way it can be white on the inside and pink on the edges. All right, it's official. These are my favorite. You can cut out the little doilies from the printable and then place your desserts on for display. Don't forget to get creative. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Poppy Seed Mini. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And have fun crafting.